Hello there, thank you very much for watching. My name is James, and today I want to introduce you to our product, Act On It. So, if you're watching this video, it's quite likely you've heard of us or you've seen some of our materials online, and maybe you understand a bit about what Act On It is about. So, that will allow me just to jump straight in. But if that's not the case, please do visit our listing. You can find us on the App Exchange by searching Act On It, or you can find more information on our website at overlayapps.com/Act On It to learn more. But today I want to give you a good sense of what Act On It is capable of and how it can help to elevate your Salesforce implementation and help your teams to be better informed, more productive, without any real degree of additional effort, without any complex development in Salesforce, just a little bit extra to get a lot more functionality out there. So I'm going to focus on today I'm going to create a reminder, a very simple instruction. So Act On It is all about delegating the responsibility of providing real-time guidance to your teams. And in this instance, the guidance we want to provide is to update the opportunity close date. Because this is something that happens time and time again. Salespeople are so busy, they're busy networking, doing all these other activities to progress their deals. Keeping an eye on Salesforce and managing their records is a bit of an overhead that often kind of falls by the wayside. So we're going to help them. We're going to give them a helping hand with an automation today. So I'm going to click New to create a new automation, and we see the Automation Home tab here. Now, I won't go into any detail in this demo, but there's a lot of functionality that is, in effect, allowing us to instruct Act On It on what matters to us and what do we want you to track and monitor and drive in real time. So I'm going to choose the right one. I'm going to start to create our automation here. So I'm going to give it a name, which is Opportunity Pass Close Date. I could give it a description, but I'll skip that for now. And which type of records are we interested in tracking today? Well, that's going to be our opportunity records. We can see that there's a whole host of record types that Act On It can track and monitor, or object types to use the technical term. And we can also add our custom objects as well, so it can really mold to fit with your business. So we've chosen that. We're going to go to the next step, which is who would you like to notify? So by default, it's going to assume that I want the notification, but in this instance, we actually want to notify the opportunity owner. So I click Add or Remove, and I'm taken to this screen here where I can choose individual users, members of our organization. I can choose members of certain queues or roles or public groups. So a lot of flexibility here, but as I mentioned before, we want to notify someone related to the opportunity. So we choose related users, and then suddenly we can choose the person who created it or last modified or the owner, or we can even travel up to the owner's manager. So there's a huge amount of flexibility on who we want to target with our message. But I want to choose the owner. I'm going to quickly remove all of these because that's not relevant for this use case. We've got our owner, that's who we want to notify. And we'll click Next. Then we're asked, when would you like to notify your chosen recipients? When Act On It finds opportunities created within the last, let's just say 365 days, just so we're narrowing it down a little bit, that meet the following conditions. Now, this is where we can really hone in on what we want Act On It to keep an eye on. So this could, for now, we're looking for opportunities past their close date, but it could be contracts that are up for renewal. It could be leads that are going cold or have been unread for a certain period of time. It could be cases sat in the queue. It could be customers waiting for responses. All these things that we would ordinarily report on and track and monitor ourselves, we can now delegate that responsibility to Act On It. So for our use case now, I'm going to say where this close date is less than today, and we only want open opportunities as well. So where closed is false. So a bit like applying filters to a report, you can apply filters to your automation. Great. Once we've done that, we can move on to the next step. Now, because this is a time-based automation, as I say, I won't go into any detail there, but there's lots of different types of automations we can create. But because this is time-based, we're asked how frequently would we like Act On It to search for these opportunities and notify our chosen recipients. So it could be once a day, it could be multiple times a day, it could be on select days of the week, select days of the month. So if you're an admin of the system, you might be thinking, well, we could create a reminder using Flow, for example, but here's one of the benefits of using a tool like Act On It, because some of this you wouldn't be able to achieve without Apex code, because you can run checks multiple times a day, so you can keep on up to date with everything that's going on throughout the day. In addition to it being very, very quick and easy to configure, which is hopefully becoming apparent here. So once a day, we're going to set this up to be 6 a.m. reminder, really, really early. Not that we want to kind of ping them at that time, but really just that they arrive and then they see that message and they can update that first thing in the morning. Okay, we'll choose that and go next. And now it's what would you like to send? So this is the fun bit, really. This is where we can, I'm going to choose from one I made earlier, but you can choose and design your messages, and there's a huge amount of functionality there. So here's one I made earlier, and I just want to show you now a quick glimpse as to how that will be delivered to your agents. So if I fire a test message, there you go. So we see that arrive in the inbox, and I'll touch on the inbox a bit later. Okay, more customizability. We can choose whether that's delivered via email and whatever, all these other channels. But for now, I'm happy with that, and I'll move on to the final step. And that's all I need to do now is just verify what I've just configured. So Acton is summarizing the logic back, so I can just verify everything. So every day, Acton will search for opportunities at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is European London time zone. It'll be looking for opportunities created in the last year that have the close date is less than today, so it's overdue, and the closed is false, so it's open opportunities only. For each record found, Acton will send this notification to our opportunity owners. That looks good to me, so I'm going to click yes, save message automation, and there we have it. We've got our automation, it is active, and it's now going to fire those messages to our teams. So let's jump back to this inbox then. So this inbox is one of the ways that Acton can deliver messages to teams, but it's not the only way. But what's quite nice about this is it presents really quick shortcuts to the record. So it consolidates all these events, updates, reminders, instructions, buying signals, anything that's at risk, all into a single location in Salesforce, which makes it very accessible. So here I can see I've got a mixture of some updates. I've been assigned a priority case, a high priority case. I've got a one that's escalated as well. I've got a reminder that, it's another case reminder. I've got a customer interaction here. What's that? Oh, I've got Karen Pearson's commented on one of my cases. I've got a request, which is my opportunity reminder. It's just very service orientated this at the moment, but these could be any kind of notification. They could be, tasks that are overdue. They could be deadlines that are approaching. They could just be recommended, that we reach out to a customer if it's been a while since we've done so. A great thing about the inbox is that it takes all that noise away from your emails and away from chatter as well. So you're not saturating the chatter feed with automated messages. You've got them nice and accessible here. But probably the best thing and the most powerful thing is the fact that you can take any number of actions related to this. So each individual message can come with a series of tailored templated actions that make it faster and easier to take the next step. So if I send our opportunity past close date, again, this is just me going to simulate that delivery. Remember that 6 a.m. This is what our agents will receive. I can see that I've now got these actions that are relevant to that instruction, which is that I'll close next week, I'll close next month, next quarter. I can edit the close date, close one, close last. So now it's all single click. I click that action, that record's been updated, and that's complete. And now I can just close that down. But I'm not going to close it down. I'm going to quickly double click here because I want to show you the second part of that's really powerful about this is that everything that is delivered via Acton can be reported on. So here we can see the underlying record for that message. We can see when it was delivered, when it was received, when it's been last viewed. Did I take any actions? Which I did. I set the close date to today +7, which is a quick update action. How quickly did I take action? And all of this information can be reported on at scale to help get a real sense of what's happening in your day-to-day operations in a way that you would struggle to achieve, I think, with traditional Salesforce usage. And we've also got a link back to the message type in this case because there was no automation that triggered that. It was a manually triggered one, but you can link it back to the automation that posted that message as well. So let's have a quick look at the message type for this. This is the record that controls all the content, the design, the actions, the settings, just to give you an idea of how customizable this solution is. So we can add lots of content to expand on our message to provide some additional detail. We can change the design, the look and feel of it, the coloring to highlight something that's urgent or let's just really want to grab some attention. Various settings that we can control as well. What fields are going to be available when they preview it over the message to sort of see some of the details here. So if we go back to here, we can see some of the underlying record data here without having to click through to the record, for example. We have the ability to close, to snooze. Do we want the option to opt out? So there's lots of flexibility with how the users can interact with it. And then we, of course, have our message actions. So these are custom built actions that are built by admins. If you are an admin watching this, you have the ability to launch flows and Apex code as well. So there really are limitless possibilities of what you can do with these actions as well. And you can also post messages via Act on It. So post these messages that we've just seen here via the inbox using Flow and Apex as well. So you really can extend this to satisfy any unique business requirements you do have. Lastly, we have our message delivery as well. Do we want this notification to pop up? Do we want it to fire confetti? Do we want to reach our users outside of Salesforce with an email notification or a mobile push notification? We, of course, have plans to extend this into Slack as well, but safe harbor that please don't don't hold us to that until that's available. So, but that is our intention. So yeah, hopefully you get a good sense that there's a lot of flexibility there for you to deliver the right message to the right people at the right time, and just give them a helping hand. Bring that information to them in the foreground so that they can act on it faster and easier. Okay, great. I think that's probably enough then for this demo. But if you have any questions or any feedback, do reach out to us at info@overlayapps.com rather. And of course, you'll find plenty more information on our website at overlayapps.com/actonit. Or visit our listing, just go to the App Exchange and search for Act on It there as well. Act on It is free to trial, free to use, free for up to 10 of these message types here. So you can really freely discover whether it's good fit for your business. So I do encourage you to go and try that out. Okay, well, thank you again very much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon.